Thanks. Myself, Vibhu. I am currently working as an engineering manager in Airtel for last 6 years. Last month itself, I completed 6 years. And today I'll be talking about the Converged Data Engine, which basically is the real-time transition at scale. Mithun, you mentioned one point which I liked. जो बिकता है, दिखता है वो बिकता है. तो मैं थोड़ा इसको I would like to change it a bit. So it will be जो दिखता नहीं है वो भी Airtel करता है. So it's something, what I wanted to emphasize is that Airtel is doing a lot of cutting edge things in the digital space right now. So Converged Data Engine is something which I will basically talk to you about exactly what all things are being done in the Airtel space on Converged Data Engine. So, yeah. Okay, so this is the agenda which we will be covering. The tech challenges and Airtel as an organization, what all tech challenges we were facing and how we address them. What is the Converged Data Engine? What are its capabilities and architecture? We'll be running through some couple of user journeys, which I guess most of you who have Airtel might have faced in your tenure of your connections. Then we will be going through deployment architecture that we have at Airtel at scale. We'll be presenting some benchmarks that we have done for the customer 360 platform at Airtel. And lastly, I'll be presenting the scale of data at Airtel. You will be able to appreciate the amount of data that we deal as a telco every day. Okay, moving on. So let's talk about the problems that Airtel as a large organization, a telco organization used to face. I'll be talking about the business of Airtel. So Airtel is a very market responsive and an agile organization. We want to serve our customers quickly and efficiently, both. So earlier, traditionally, what we used to have was, we used to have different category silos. So category as in we have DTH, broadband, telemedia, and prepaid, postpaid. So these are the different category silos. The problem with this particular kind of design was, there was a lot of duplication across categories. So there was a lot of things which were happening, duplicating across all the three different stacks. The channels as in the Airtel Thanks app or the call centers, like when you call maybe a call center and he says, okay, hello, thank you, Vibhu, or maybe some other name, thank you for calling me and what all the other plans that you have. So channels are the interfaces to the customers. So whenever a new journey had to be onboarded, the channels had to integrate with all the different categories one by one. It used to take a lot of time. The problem? Agility. Agility was very low. Airtel, being a market responsive organization, had to onboard a new user journey very quickly due to the competition. So different integrations, stitching across different categories, across different customer masters was very tough and very painful for the organization. And moreover, different categories had different touch points, different customer interfaces. So it used to take a lot of time. Business impact, one customer view was missing. Velocity of tech delivery was very poor. Business flexibility was poor. So I'm not sure that many of you might be aware of the bundling construct where we launched the Airtel Black. So Airtel Black as in we bundle the different categories together and provide a one billing to the customer. So business flexibility was poor because it touched base all the three different categories, postpaid, telemedia, and DTH, and it used to take time. So this was the problem which I talked about. Now, how did we address this challenge? So we'll talk about the point, how we addressed them. These were from 2 or 3 years ago. So we went on a platform journey and solved this. In the platform journey, we have the buy, pay, bill, and serve. So they are different verticals. So buy as in order management of the customers for new acquisitions, as well as changing the, let's say we want to change the bill, you want to change the plans. So all this is governed through a buy platform, which is the order platform. Next is the pay platform, as the name is basically, you can understand it. Pay is nothing but if you want to pay the bills. Billing is the billing convergence. Serve is the case management, storing all the interactions of the customer at one place. And at the bottom is the Converged Data Engine, which basically I'll be talking about in my subsequent slides. There are different data products of the data of the CD or the Converged Data Engine, which is one view, audience selection, short-term context, communication manager, and what. Converged Data Engine, we'll just touch base a bit upon the capabilities of Converged Data Engine. So I was hearing all the things which Subbu and Srini was talking about, the intelligence, about the AI, how is it coming into the in our everyday lives. So we at Airtel, what are we trying to do? Intelligence creation. So first I'll talk about the intelligence creation as a capability. So many of you might have seen, you open a thanks app or you call a call center. He says, sir, you have this particular connection, you take this connection also. Or maybe you upgrade the plan. How many of you have faced this? How many have? Many of them you might have got this. So this is what? This is basically a model running in the backend, which is nothing but intelligence. So intelligence creation is one part, is one capability, important capability of CD. Intelligence consumption, intelligent discovery. Okay, intelligent discovery is to discover an existing model. So let's assume we have 4 or 5 models already running in the Converged Data Engine. So we have to discover, okay, which all models are running and which all models we need to deploy for better personalization. So this particular point, this capability, intelligent discovery, how quickly we can deploy the new models, this is the capability of the CD. Next is intelligence consumption. I was hearing about the recommendation platform like feature store is there, feature store is giving the KPIs to the model and model is returning the output. So this is a part of intelligence consumption. Similarly, data quality, data integration, it's self-explanatory. Data integration is having the capability to ingest the data from various sources like JDBC, from S3, from Hadoop, and whatnot. Similarly, data quality. So data quality is an inherent part of each and every organization because you don't want to create any view or create any aggregate which does not has correct data. So this kind of a intelligence or this kind of a capability that we need to have, that if the data quality is not good, we hold the jobs. Do not create and raise an alarm. So these kind of capabilities are a part of Converged Data Engine. And next is data consumption. Data consumption is self-explanatory, like query layer and the API layer for CD, where the data is consumed by various other channels. Next is data hub cataloging. So this metadata discovery is a very important part which we neglect quite a lot. So in metadata discovery, we know that this particular view is created, but we don't know what is the full lineage of that particular view. It is coming from what is the ultimate source, what all transformations are happening, what is the full lineage of the full attribute the aggregate that is being computed. So this particular metadata discovery is being achieved in the Converged Data Engine. And data governance, we have created a federated model following the principle of data mesh. Platform capabilities are built by a central team, but different platforms like, which I showed in the earlier slide, bill, pay, serve, buy, they can create their own ingestions. Like the central team, which is the capability team, is not required. They have built the capabilities. The rest of the teams, whoever wants to create, they can use the CD, create their own ingestions, write their own transformations, and be done with it. They will be owning the data. The central team has no role to play in it. Okay, so this is a bit about the capabilities. Now we will next move to the high-level architecture of the Converged Data Engine. So a lot of technical stuff in here. So this is basically the full high-level view of what the Converged Data Engine looks like. So we are supporting ingestion from multiple sources, maybe database, file, APIs, and stream ingestions, file ingestions, NiFi, and we have the workflow scheduling tool of Airflow, Ranger, Trino. So Trino is a query layer. The main part is the Aerospike, which is a low latency store for our Converged Data Engine, and it is working beautifully in the scheme of CDE, and all the APIs, maybe the Customer 360 or Context Store, are hosted on Aerospike. And for the data transformations, we are doing DBT, which is a low-code, no-code platform, where anyone, not even a data engineer, can write the queries and get the data transformed and write to marks. Observability, workload orchestration, and Metastore, they're all part of the 3D, which offers various capabilities. So I'd just like to mention a couple of points here. Traditionally, what was data engineering? Data engineering was about bringing all the data together and making it accessible. Now, what is the future? The future looks like turning data into intelligence, consuming it efficiently, and driving real business outcomes. So until unless you drive the real business outcome, organizations will not be able to grow. Okay. So what Converged Data Engine does, is it doesn't just unifies the data, it enables the teams to build real-time intelligence. The result, agility, decisions, smarter decisions, and tangible business impact. Okay, so our vision is not just to democratize the data, our vision is to democratize the intelligence across it. Okay, how many of you are using Airtel as an operator? Quite a lot. So glad to hear it. Right. And how many of you might have got the message, okay, your broadband DSL, this is impacted, and you will be getting, our services will be restored in this much time. I will walk you through that exact journey. How is it being done across, in Airtel, across platforms using CD? Okay. So this is a very real-time use case which we are powering through CD. So there's a stack called as Netcool, which is a network alerts manager. It captures the alerts on the basis of a network element. So network element you can consider as a group of customers in a certain area. So it captures all the alerts on a network element. Then it is fed to a Spark streaming job. Spark streaming job, what it does is it fetches all the DSL IDs for a network element from a network element to customer mapping master. From there, it goes to data messaging layer. Data messaging layer, what it does is it fetches the RTN. RTN is nothing but the registered telephone number, which you give while you take a DSL connection. So all the communications are sent to this particular registered telephone number. Once this is done, the events are pushed to a queue, Solace or Kafka, whatever is the whatever works, and outages are applied in bulk to a customer 360 platform, which is powered by Aerospike. Similarly, the same events go to a data CNM platform, or as in the data messaging platform, you can say, and the communications are sent to the WhatsApp SMS using customer KCI. So this is the full picture of how exactly outage management happens. Customer communication is sent within 5 minutes when a network element fails. So this is the amount of near real-time communication capability that we have, where we can send the messages within 5 minutes. What is the beautiful thing here? So I would like to draw your attention to the customer 360 part. Customer 360 is nothing but a customer profile or customer demographics cache, which is powered by Aerospike. Let's assume you want to have a message personalization. So let's assume there's one customer who is a bit high value, who is paying maybe 1,000 rupees per connection, and the other who is 200 rupees connection. So the amount of personalization that happens when you send messages to both of them. So for one, you will say, okay, maybe your language, your pitch or your tone will be more apologetic. And for the first one, maybe it would be, okay, your connection will be resumed. So this is the amount of personalization that is being driven to customer 360. Customer 360 is being used both to push the outages as well as pull the customer profile or the registered telephone number. So the same platform is being used in two different use cases. Similarly, the complexity of outage, it also happens that you apply a outage, what happens? Outage gets extended. Thus the full management of outage, okay, let's assume my plan, it was a planned outage, it was supposed to end at 12:30, and now it is extended to 1. So that particular management also happens to the same pipeline. So the communication that you get, okay, this has happened, that outage will be maybe solved by 12:30, outage now it extended to, it will be solved by 1 AM. All this happens to this. And Aerospike, as a Aerospike powering customer 360 as a platform, plays a vital role in this. Okay, since many of you are, I guess, using Airtel here, so many of you might have seen that whenever you go to a call center or you only visited one Airtel store, the person sitting there might have pitched sir, please take this broadband, this will help you. This will basically help you to use the services better, or maybe you upgrade to this plan, or maybe you take this extra category connection. How is this happening? And what all is the flow happening in the backend where all these particular next best actions and service recommendations happen. I will walk you through the full flow of exactly how does contextual recommendation happens and what is the difference between a static recommendation and a contextual recommendation. So Subbu and Shri talked a lot about using a feature store where Aerospike is hosting where Aerospike can be used as a feature store and that can be fed to the models. So all these things are being done currently at Airtel. So traditionally, I guess 3 years back, we used to have a static recommendation engine where the channels used to take the customer profile, the customer demographics, or the customer history from customer 360 and had the rules. Okay, this is the rule. There are three KPIs. This is the value. Pitch this. But this was not the way we were looking. We are looking at the future. So as I talked in my earlier slides, we are going for intelligence. We want more intelligence in the way we communicate with the customers. We want more intelligence in the way we pitch to our customers. So this is where the recommendation models or the AI models come into the picture. We have the call centers, we have different customer touch points, we have the call centers, we have the Thanks app. So whenever maybe you might have encountered this, you open the Thanks app and you see, okay, this particular connection is available at this much offer, at maybe 10% less, 20% less of it. So all this is being done through this particular design. So call centers or Thanks app customer touch points, they call the product recommendation service. Product recommendation service in turn calls the customer 360, which is the kind of a store which stores all the customer history, as in the customer demographic, customer behavior, customer segment, and whatnot. Stores the short-term memory of the customer in the form of context store. Context store, maybe if I want to give an example, let's assume you are on an app and you want to recharge. For 10 minutes, you are on the app and you have not recharged. So that particular customer segment is a short-term segment that you have dropped off from the recharge journey. So customer drop-off. So this is a short-lived customer KPI, because till the time you are on the app, till the time this KPI is valid. Once you go off, it's done. So short-term memory of the customer, long-term memory of the customer 360, product catalog, user interactions. I'll come to the user interactions, why I have kept user interactions here. I'll just explain with an example. They fetch the data in real time, store it in the feature store, provide it to the model. Model recommends the next best action till the plan level. Okay, you want to basically, let's assume a customer on 399, they will recommend you move to 699 with such high accuracy that a customer will move to 699. So this is the amount, or this is the scale of work we are doing at Airtel. Model training is being done in the offline mode, in the backend. One view of the customer, one view of network, interactions, CDR, CLI, all these things are the sources which are being used to feed the model, and understanding the propensity of the customer, or understanding exactly what does customer want. So as Subbu said, that model, what it does is it basically reads a large sample of data and it detects what all things the customer is inclined to buy, or what is the propensity around it. Okay, so this is the difference. So I'll give you an example. How does it help in intelligence? How does it help in intelligence? Assume I'm a customer. I am basically struggling with network right now. I'm not able to connect to the calls. I don't have that basic functionality which Telecom provides. And I come to the app, or I go to the call center, or I go to the store, register a complaint, and the person there tells me, sir, please take the broadband. What customer experience will that? Not a good customer experience, because customer will obviously be irritated. I am looking for the basic service and you are pitching me something else. This is where this intelligence comes into the picture. At that particular point of time, it's not just the pitching, it's also the service recommendation. if you basically at that point of time communicate it in such a way, sir, we know that network issue is there, this will be resolved in maybe 30 minutes in the SLA, customer will be more happy and they will understand, okay, these guys already know what is the problem. Then after this is resolved, once you pitch, okay, now you go for broadband, it will be more likely he will be taking the broadband services. So this is the kind of intelligence I was talking about, which helps in this particular model. Traditionally, this was not possible through a rules-based model. Now it has become possible through this predictive AI or Gen AI model, and is being powered by Aerospike feature storage built on Aerospike, low TCO, and I'll basically come to the scale maybe in my later slides. They help you to appreciate how this particular full ecosystem is working. So this is a simple diagram of our deployment architecture. I just taken customer 360 and feature store. So that we have a cross DC design where one cluster is in site 1, Noida, and the other again in Noida, phase 2 and 62. Connected through cross data replication, real-time writes are happening in site 1, bulk ingestion is happening in site 2. The CDC events through a Kafka connector are going to the separate data lake for analysis. Real-time Aerospike cluster health monitoring is happening through Prometheus, and the reports are made in Grafana. And we have a REST API interface on both the sites, providing an active setup. So Aerospike capabilities Aerospike capabilities that are helping us to achieve this deployment architecture and running it smoothly for last 5 to 6 years. Eventual consistency, 5 millisecond lag between two DCs syncing. Schedule metric collection, we know the problems, we understand the problem before they even happen through Prometheus and Grafana. Real-time CDC events push to Kafka, it helps to maintain a full audit view of the customer, what all changes he has done. If he has changed the mobile number 5 times, if he has changed some segments have changed multiple times. So this particular view, it helps to maintain. Aerospike Spring Framework, it simplified the application layer for us. So in building the APIs, it helped us to reduce our development timelines or development efforts and provide us agility. Parallel partition filtering, which Subbu was also talking about, that high parallelism across multiple Aerospike partitions to fetch the data and write it to a feature store, which is being used for, again, recommendations. So a lot of other use cases which are being powered. Recommendation is one of them, in fact. So this is the high-level deployment architecture. I guess I missed one slide. Yeah. So let's just take a minute and maybe you can just go through this slide. This is, as I'm standing here and speaking right now, customer 360 is operating at 1 lakh throughput per second right now, powering the full Airtel ecosystem, where 400 channels are currently fetching the data from Optimus or customer 360. Optimus is a fancy name which we had for that platform. And it has an uptime of nearly 6 years starting from its inception. So we basically deployed this first in 2018 or 19 in fact. I came in 19, it was way before that also. So it's coming 6 to 7 years. We did not have even a 1 minute downtime of customer 360, and we have the deployment architecture that I showed in my previous slide. That is what is driving that uptime. So read latency from Aerospike server is 1 millisecond, application latency is 10 milliseconds. We have already scaled to 50,000 query per second per cluster. Already 400 consumers are taking the data from customer 360. On the right part, approx 500 million records load to Aerospike within 20 minutes using the maybe parallel partitioning, or maybe you can say Spark framework, whatever. But yeah, this is the capability, or this is the scale that we operate at Airtel every day, or maybe I would say every 30 minutes. So the previous slide was about the customer 360. This is about more about the data platform where we operate at this scale, 100K transactions per second for customer 360, which is equal to 10x the UPI transactions happening at this point of time per second in India. So this is the scale at this we operate at. Groundhog is nothing but the network CDR, so network data which is coming in 3.5 trillion records daily, nearly 10x emails which are sent worldwide. These many records are ingested daily. 7.3 billion call records daily, more than number of searches which happen in Google. 5 billion calls and SMS per day, CDRs that we talk about. CLM is the communications manager, 1.2 billion customer communication daily, which is equal to maybe twice the number of tweets which happen on Twitter every day. So this is the amount of scale our communication manager is dealing with. And NAT CDR, 1.8 trillion records daily. So all this is being done, all this is happening through CD. That's the reason I told in my first time, जो सोचता भी नहीं है वो हम करते हैं. So this is the scale, and this is what is being done in Airtel right now. As I am standing, the CD is operating seamlessly, and that's all. Thanks a lot.